I remember seeing Marshall Thompson eating this rat. I want to say 4 or 5 inch rats that were dead, laying on a platter, on a silver platter. And my mother had cut the rats open and stuffed them with something in it, some type of food she put in there, some type of stuffing she stuffed the rats with, and then she was baking these rats for them. I witnessed my father and the Shielites and the Jacksons. Not only did they eat rats, they also ate the owner of the record company, Nathan Trainapole. So we're all there. So and the Jacksons, Joe Jackson and Tito, Randy, Jackie. No, not Randy. Tito, Moreland, Jackie, and Jermaine Jackson and Joe Jackson happened to be there, right? Mm-hmm. So I remember seeing Marshall Thompson eating this rat, and my mom, when she was preparing the food, I overheard my mother and father talking, and my dad said, "Well, you know, Margie's favorite food is rats." I swear, he said, "You know, her favorite food is rats," right? Telling my mother that as she was preparing food, because my mother said, "Well, what is Margie Jones's favorite food? I'll prepare it for her. I'll get it for her." And he says, "Well, Margie's favorite food is rats." Now, later on that day, as my mom prepared the food, I walked in the kitchen and I seen these big, I want to say 4 or 5 inch rats that were dead, laying on a platter, on a silver platter, baking platter. And my mother had cut the rats open and stuffed them with something in it, some type of food she put in there, some type of stuffing she stuffed the rats with, and then she was baking these rats for them. Later on that night, when they came to the party, I happened to see my aunt Margie, I should say, eating these rats like you would eat shrimp or lobster or crab.
Well, let me ask you something. Back in those times, if I'm not mistaken,
and she actually swallowed a live rat.
Oh, he was live.
A lot. She ate the dead rats that were cooked, and then she also ate this live rat that had to be 8 inches long, and it, you know, and the rat was alive. It was moving around, and when she ate it, have you ever seen a snake or a lizard reptile detach their jaw in order to swallow big prey?
I used to own an exotic animal store. I used to sell snakes, monkeys, and all right. And I sold possums, which could look like a rat if you cook it, because they all got tails. And back in that time, wasn't possums a type of meal that people were eating in the South, or, you know?
Yes. Well, my aunt Margie, this lady detached her jaw like you would a reptile, like a reptile snake detaches its jaw to eat prey. She detached her own jaw, and it opened so wide. It opened, I mean, wider, like 5-6 inch wide, wider than a human being's mouth, 6 inch wider than a human being's mouth would open. And I couldn't understand. I actually got scared. But she opened her mouth up so wide and dropped, and she held this white rat that was at least 8 or 9 inches long. She held this white rat by his tail as she dropped the rat in her mouth, something like the movie The V's. Yeah. Something like you would see in a movie The V's. She opened her mouth so wide, and the rat was moving around trying to get out of her hand. And as she opened her mouth, she kind of swallowed this rat, and you could just see it moving around all in her throat, still alive, as it was trying to escape out of her mouth. It was just moving around in her throat. And I'm like, what in the world?
I'm sitting here thinking, we can say reptilians all over this, okay? And and I'm gonna go down this genealogy here. This is your uncle, your aunt, all on your dad's side, right?
On my dad's side, yes, sir.
Which is your dad. And what about you? You have a taste for rats? I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, no. No, I never seen anything like that in my life. But no, I haven't never eaten a rat ever. But let me tell you this. I also want to say this, and I was researching this, and it brought back memories. In the entertainment industry, there's something called Satanism in the entertainment industry.
We're gonna just hold that.
Well,
oh my God.
Yeah, I want to kind of explain it. You know what I mean? Because people are not going to be able to understand. So, well, what I want to say is this: is that